What's going on, YouTube? Chan Biz back at it again with another one. Today's going to be an important one. It's going to be a bit controversial towards web designers versus entrepreneurs, and I'll get into that in a second. So why listen to me? So I've been in the industry for 4 years now, and I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in websites, and I'm here today to show you as far as all the trial and errors that I have been through, and as far as providing a nice solution for you so you don't need to go through those same trial and errors. So I'm also the creator of Website Sharks, and I'll jump into that just for a quick second here. So Website Sharks is a community of aspiring entrepreneurs and web designers, and the whole objective of this community is to hold each other accountable and to teach others on what we do. So if you'd like to join into that, feel free to do so. I'll leave the link in the description, but let's jump right into the video. So I'm going to have to minimize this for a second. So we're going to click play on this and we'll get right into it. So you're going to stay broke if you keep doing this. And trust me, I used to do the same exact things. The mind frame where you're currently at, even if it doesn't feel like it, is 100% complexity, 0% simplicity. And your clients are seeing the same exact thing, or your prospects, etc. So web designers are going to be angry at me for exposing this, and that is website builders. It doesn't matter what web builder you actually use. So it could be WordPress, Squarespace, Webflow, Framer, Wix, or custom websites. That's not the objective here whatsoever. And I'll get into this in just a second. So yes, you heard me right. Your clients only care about one thing, which is the solution that they have to their burning problem, not your technical nerd talk. Now, that's not to say if you're an expert in a specific platform builder or whatever it is, and they reach out to you for that sole purpose, not to take care of them. You should obviously take care of them. So what do I mean as far as a burning problem? Well, let's talk about it. So a burning problem to a client, as far as a web design client, would be they're not visible on the internet. Competitors are out competing them. Website is a money pit and not a money machine. Now, if you focus on these key problems, you will notice that the conversations will go a lot different, especially if you empathize with them with rapport, and then you tie them down how I taught in a separate video. But so not visible on the internet is obviously an important one. That means that they're simply, their mom and pop shop, whatever, and they haven't got the chance to get online yet. So, or they're a brand new business, which those are my favorite clients to work with. And then you have competitors out competing them. So this is if they're already established and they have a market out there and someone's competing with them as far as a competitor. Or you have the clients where the website's simply a money pit and not a money machine. Now, what this essentially means is either they're paying too much for SEO, or they have all these plugins associated that their cost of their website is way more than the actual revenue that they're receiving from their website. So these are burning problems to notice and to keep note of. Now, this next slide, so this is where we're going into the topic of web designer versus entrepreneur. So broke, don't have access to resources and the monetary value you desire, versus rich, okay, have access to resources and the monetary value you desire. Choice is yours. And what I mean by this is, you can be a web designer. You can, go out there into the world and you can tell others, hey, I'm a web designer. This is what I do. I built this type of website for this type of company, and this is what I do. And you can get positive responses on that. But just understand that your time is always going to be associated to the amount of work that you do and the quality of your work. Versus an entrepreneur is looking for ways to actually utilize other web designers to make websites for them, which hence turns websites into gold because you can do a lot more of them. And it quite literally prints money because you are dealing with solving the problem of income producing tasks versus solving the problems of how do I adjust this line height to the left? Because there's a lot of people out there. We're in a saturated market as far as with web design, but there's a lot of demand, right? So there's tons of people that know how to build websites better than you, better than me. And if you can focus on how do I get clients for these individuals for them to take care of, your whole entire thought process will switch. So instead of worrying about that, let's talk about this. So is your goal to learn about the technical complexities of web design, like I said, as far as margins, padding, responsiveness, all these key indicators, or are you looking to make a boatload of cash by providing solutions in the web design industry? If the second one is you, this channel is for you, and I have a lot to say for you. So you can make a crazy amount of money building websites without even knowing how. Sounds bizarre, right? So when I first started, I started off just like many of you. I was a web designer and later turned into an entrepreneur. So the web design journey, I had to learn about, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, custom, Java, all of these things. And what I've learned through all of that is that none of that stuff actually made me money. The only thing that actually made me money was income producing tasks, which was picking up the phone, dialing, sending emails, shooting texts, showing up to appointments. These type of things is what actually makes money, not your own personal website, not the websites you create for others. That's just a byproduct of the actions of what you do. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. So money exchanges hands in the pursuit of problems being solved, and the size of the problem determines the monetary value associated with it, right? So I have two types of customers. I have a beginner customer, which is brand new into the entrepreneur world, and they just got inception from a Secretary of State, so they're brand new business. Or I deal with clients that are past the 1 year mark and they're dealing, with $100,000 plus a year. So two separate clients, two separate ways to approach them, and the problem that you're solving for them is going to determine how much you can charge. So if it's a newer client, and I'm just throwing out random numbers here, but say for a new client you charge $750. Say for a client that's been around after a year or so, you charge them $7,500. That's the difference between selling a business card, essentially a glorified business card as a website, versus selling something that's fully packaged, SEO optimized, etc. That's super technical and has all these different strings attached to it. So you can sell either, but I find it a lot easier to sell to the little guys than the big guys, because you can sell to the little guys in masses. So my last question for you: do you want to be a fish or a shark? The choice is yours. Chan Biz signing off.